Hey, Gifty, you're first. You're legit first today. Hey. Gifty. Giftus Maximus. Giftus Maximus. Baridius. Defenders just came up, fam. Did it?
I won't let the darkness trick me again.
Thing was saying 2 AM his time.
I know you're safe with the gods. I can feel Hela's gaze, searching for secrets inside of me.
Their nightmares are full of Viking gods.
That even I can't see.
It's not out for me yet, Gifty. Unless I'll react to it then if it's out. Let me know, Gifty. Get your facts straight, man.
I will fulfill my vow, whatever the cost.
It's Netflix, 18th August. I guessed. Well, it doesn't time for that more in. Hey, Baker Sama. Baker plays. Baker plays with people's feelings. Baker plays. Let's hope this is the final one now, man. I just need to get this done now. This game. Let's see what the outcome is for this chick. She stares into the abyss. Look at that. This environment looks good. Okay, do I go there or trigger something or?
She can see it. The bridge. She can't cross the bridge. It's broken. She has to fix it.
Stare into eternity.
She can't. She's done it before.
She's done it before.
How was she doing? There must be a way.
Whenever you go the other way, they go, what's she doing? What's she doing? Where's she going to? Where's this nut job going?
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. They call this Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then, mankind will turn on itself. Brothers will fight each other to the death, and people will forget what they owe their kindred. Times will be hard. Crimes will be great. It will be an age of axes and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls. Wolves will walk where children played. The world will fall into ruin.
It's funny how every culture's idea of Ragnarok or apocalypse or the end of the world is very similar in lots of aspects, you know? Very similar. I mean, I know it doesn't take much to guess, if everything went to shit, what would it look like? But still. Oh, I see. It's a matter of perspective.
She did it. She did it.
It's a matter of perspective. This should be the final part. I mean, it can't be any longer than this. Not really for Norse. If in Marvel it means that the gods die and it resets and it's like a loop. I remember House of M. There was an arc called House of M where Scarlet Witch just goes nuts and she rewrites reality, and the population of the mutants in that universe just cuts by like 2/3, and people's powers become different, villains become good become like weird such a shit start happening. Marvel is good at that. Back up, please. Hey, what?
Finish this. You won.
Didn't expect there to be a fight here. Oh fucking hell, man! Why did they give me this now? Oh, this guy's nuts. Oh. There. The light. The light of truth. The light of truth. Haha.
Defend yourself.
Nobody cares. She's scared. Nobody cares. Your voice in the head are just fucking insane. It was all universe and multiverses. Yeah, after Avengers disassemble, she goes nuts because she realizes that her kids were created from her mind. For that specific writer, Scarlet was beyond a mega level. She must bargain. What does Hella want? Who the fuck is Hella and what does she want? Just in her head. Hey, Daniel Lee. Ping pong's coming, man.
She could give her her own soul. No. She can't.
Daniel Summer.
But it's all she has to give. She has a warrior soul.
I'm only missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Cursed soul.
Oh, it's up, yeah, it's up.
No matter what she does. She can find her.
Big up, please.
Find her like Ragnarok. She's a warrior. She's got this. Hela will want to find her.
Hella good. I'm gonna check it out real soon. Awesome.
Soul is
I love ping pong, man. Honestly, ping pong's now in my top 10. Like, it's such a good anime, man.
Take Dillion's soul and lay him to rest.
You feel for these characters, but it's not depressing, like, right? Like,
She can't cross the bridge. It's broken. She has to fix it. It's too dangerous. She's done it before. You have to fight her. Be powerful. The final battle. Get his soul back. It's the final task.
the final task.
This isn't just a broken bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown. To lead so that others may follow, or to warn so that they may avoid. That is our gift and our duty.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to look away in fear anymore.
You know, what was I gonna say about ping pong? I finished Tatami Galaxy recently, and wow, man, really recommend it. I want to check out Tatami Galaxy. I'll add it to the list. My list is getting shorter now of the immediate animes I'm gonna do, so definitely. You know, this chick, this chick, the motion capture and the voice. This is a video editor at the development company. All she does is video editing for their company, but they did her as a test, and then they used it in the final game, her voice and her likeness. That's crazy, man. She's just a video editor. I don't mean to say just a video editor like I'm disparaging her role, but I'm just saying, like, in that company, like, she's not got like a senior role, and they used her for the motion capture and voice. They were gonna have someone else though. I need to get higher. You gotta put things in perspective. You remember the S Club 7 song? Don't stop, never give up, hold your head high and reach the top. Let the world see what you have got. Bring it all back to you.
She can do it. She can do it. She can still see the secrets of the gods. She thinks
Them secrets of the gods.
she must see. She has the sight.
Bring it all back to you. You remember, yeah? S Club 7 and the TV show. S Club in California or Florida or some shit. The bridge completes here somehow. Ah, there we go. Something's happened. The light just refracts. Ah, is it me or just... Yeah, man, S Club 7. S Club. Don't stop moving to an S Club party. S Club banger. A straight up S Club banger.
There's an illusion. She's found a way. There's a way. She can see. She must align herself. She can do it. There's the door. She aligns herself. It's there.
I have to align myself. Oh man, where do I go? I tried Code Geass, but it's disappointing. I don't blame people. I think over Code Geass is some people just really rave about it. I liked Code Geass. I don't love it, you know. Now 97, all your S Club bangers. Yeah, Gifty. That came out again, didn't it? Now 97. I remember all those Now albums, man. Align yourself. Ah, we go down. I see. S Club bangers. Honestly, I love those tracks back in the day, and if I heard them again, I'd still love them. You know, nostalgia is a weird thing. By today's standards, everyone will laugh at that. Ah, there's a way down. What do I do, man? What do I do? Now that's what I call mute. That's another one. Okay, I see what's happening. I've got to line it up from down there. It's not just bangers, it's M&S Christmas bangers. What is this? Anyone's ready to install? Some update what happened to this game. I'm missing something, man. Fuck. Kids Bop. Christmas bangers, yeah. I was never big on Christmas albums and that kind of thing, but most of the pop songs that got to #1, I was always into them, mostly. The X-Files not the X-Files themes made it into the charts in the 90s. I remember there was some just instrumentals. Do you remember when instrumentals would make it to the chart? Just simply instrumentals or songs that had barely any lyrics. Nowadays, things, you know, that make it into the charts are like similar, I guess. Like there's lots of lyrics, but they don't mean shit. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, and the very next day you gave it. I remember that. That was George Michael, yeah. That was George Michael, wasn't it? M&S food where they drizzle chocolate shit on turkey while a woman talks in a seductive, giving you a rock hard boner. Yeah, I remember their what are those balls? Those dough balls with cream in them. I forgot the names, but yeah, they just Michael Bublé and they fucking drizzle fucking chocolate all over it. They drizzle shit over everything. Oh god, they give me another long ass puzzle. I swear to god, this game is good. I appreciate the story and the combat, but there are elements of this game that just don't work as a game, right? If you take away the pretentiousness of, oh, it's about mental illness, the design is very, very repetitive. The puzzles are nice though. Last Christmas was Wham, and they were gay. Last month, Wham, but George Michael was in Wham, wasn't he? That shit tasted so nice. Lindt chocolates, haha. No, not Lindt. I know what you mean. I know Lindt chocolates. They were chocolate shells filled with chocolate. I mean, not truffle. What are they called? They're basically like eclairs. You know, eclairs that are filled with parfaits. You know, chocolate parfait. Not parfait. They're just bread. They stick a cream into them and put chocolate over it. That shit. I forgot the name of it. It should come to mind. Yeah, George Michael was, but the song is labeled under Wham. Yeah, okay, yeah. Cream pie bread. Not cream. I know the name. It's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't remember it. They're not parfaits, are they? They're just little circular ones. They're circular dough balls filled with cream, and they got chocolate, like, I guess, chocolate topping stuck to them. Cream pie bread. Shit. Cream pie bread. The ones with ice cream in them. Cream in them, yeah. You know what I mean, right? Oh, what's the name of them? Once I say them, you'll know what I mean. They're, begins with B or P or something. Jay Baker might realize after a bit. Not ice cream, just cream in them. They're very thin dough balls, just filled to the brim with cream in them, inside them, and they got chocolate over the top. And they sell them as circular, just like little balls. They put them together as a bunch of balls. I need to find the right angle. Yeah, the ones with ice cream in them. Don't worry, let's just go with cream pie bread, yeah. Last Christmas, George Michael wasn't gay, but the very next day he didn't stay that way. That's true. He was caught a lewd act, right? He was arrested for committing a lewd act in public with another man, I remember. And then he disappeared for ages. Then he came back and everyone was like, oh, George Michael, George Michael. Come on, is there another angle I gotta get on this? Fuck. Ah, give me a break, man. This is so jammy. If she ran a bit faster. God. Fucking George Michael. Yeah. I need to get an angle on it. How do I do it? What am I doing wrong? Maybe I need to get higher. Or down there somewhere. I was listening to Valse di Fantastica earlier. It's so good. What brave man for coming out as gay. Some people come out, not even in, like, they come out by just committing an act in public, and then people think, oh shit, we didn't know he wasn't straight. What am I doing wrong, peeps? Oh, fuck's sake. Where do I go? Is that way down? Guys get caught bumming another dude and says, guys, I was gay all along. Didn't you know? I want to smack every anime fan that rants about how Code Geass is the best show. Luckily, there's not many I know that say that. Oh, there we go. What is going on? Maybe I have to construct another bridge somehow.
The Northmen say the gods will fight their last battle at Ragnarok. Their watchmen will blow the horn that can be heard through the whole world. And Odin will speak with the severed head of Mimir, which gives him good counsel. The land of the giants will thunder with the sound of their army on the move. The gods will assemble. The dwarves will leave their stones. The frost giants will come from the east. The Midgard serpent will turn up the waves. Eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks. The ship of the dead will set sail.
There forms a war of sorts there. Come on, man. How did they expect anyone to consume the story of this game if they can't even friggin... Oh, man. I hear the sound there. You gotta be precise. I asked this... Okay, hold on. Code Geass is the best show. Code Geass greater than LOTGH. Fight me. I asked this guy I know why he loves Code Geass so much. He said because the MC is cool. He needs to watch LOTGH. There's tons of cool MCs, man. I knew there was... I had a feeling there was a door behind me, but it wasn't there. I don't know why I felt that. Here we go. Tons of cool MCs like Boruto. I'm just waiting for people to move past their face, the Naruto One Piece face. Like, it's a fair to find to appreciate it alongside other things, right? You could appreciate like a tapestry, right? You can like LOTGH and One Piece and this and that. But I'm waiting for people to move past their only Naruto, only One Piece face. It's a phase. It's a phase. That's all I can say. I had my face. I had my Naruto OP face. Hey, Berserker.
That at Ragnarok, the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash, trolls will walk the land, men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open.
Very hyperbolic. Well, not untrue though. I can't laugh because even in Islam, in Christianity, Judaism, the depiction of like the end of the world is very, very similar, man. Baker knows that nicotine. Shit, what's she doing? Baker plays. Baker plays. 2 people just chipped. The minute I mentioned Naruto and One Piece. Okay, before I go up. When are we doing Friday next? I want to do it hopefully when the what's it called? The next update's coming. I might do. We'll play in the next week or so, but I think the update's about to come. The next update is about to come for Friday. New animations apparently. New Jason. Sacred animus that must not be insulted, or the great god Goda will smite you down. Goda, fucking that just that term triggers me. Oh hell no. What the fuck is going on? I hope I find all these collectibles, man. I don't want to feel like I missed any.
Odin will fight the monstrous wolf and be killed, but his son will avenge him and plunge his sword into the heart of the beast. Freyr will face Surt, but he had given his sword away for love, and without it, he cannot defend himself against the flames. Thor will smite Midgard's serpent to no avail. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars
don't
will
stop moving to the beat,
Jason.
Jason.
Water will meet, steam will shoot up, flames will play against the sky. The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned. All the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and the people everywhere. Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok.
He sounds like he believes it.
For it is nigh.
For it is nigh. Here we go. They give me 2 big guys now. Don't give up, give up. At the same time, it says don't give up. Some guys fucking saying give up.
Nearly over. Finish.
Give up. Don't give up. I love that parry.
The mirror is coming back. End it. End him. End it now.
End it. Her sense is extremely effective in the kitchen. Wait, don't stop. Yeah, it was going around on Twitter that they're adding Jason's mom. Is it? I haven't heard anything about that. I keep up to date with it because I really want to see what they're going to add. And it seems like they got a lot. They got new animations for Savini, new for Part 2 Jason. They're going to have Jason X, apparently, which is almost confirmed, Jason X. And they're going to have a story mode in October. And they're going to have... obviously the smaller maps that they were talking about. It'll be interesting, honestly, by October. For a guy who ain't seen it in a year. Just rewinded the stream. Don't know what got into you to put Boruto and One Piece on the same platform. Well, not Boruto. I heard Boruto is exceptionally bad. Okay, these messages all getting muddled up. Confirmed emotes for the characters as well, yeah. There's a lot, actually, from what I hear. Ah, there we are. It's complete. Nice. Come on, man. This game's gonna be over, man. Now, man. Look, honestly, I respect this game. There's a great narrative here. The character's really good. It's just they bogged their game down with too many puzzles, and an inorganic reason to have like these enemies in these puzzle rooms. Like, it's a game. It's a game at the end of the day. The narrative may be about mental illness, but the gameplay stuff, you just can't merge those things together. Boruto 12 episodes greater than OP 700 plus. This game's quite long though, 6 hours. Maybe too long. I would have appreciated it being 5 hours, and they could have cut sections out, I think. You're just stuck in a dungeon. Like, what's this got to do with mental illness? What does this arena, this location have to do with anything? And all the fucking trivia about, you know, Norse mythology. I respect what they're doing. It's an indie game, man. We should all support indie developers, but still. Mine is a little bit slow though. No, it's for fuck off, man. Nah, it's just not a good game. I've played plenty of games like this. I played plenty of games that Spec Ops do mental illness. You know, Spec Ops was about mental illness. And that did it a little bit more better, right? Because the gameplay worked. It fit into the... Behind you. Ignore the pain. AI's a bit more aggressive now. I was playing SNES games which people would not be able to play today. They were so difficult. That's the thing, when you're young, you take things for granted. Like SNES games, even by today's standards, are very tough. The Mega Man games are very tough. But I got through those games like anything. Now today people call those games, it's really difficult, really difficult. I'm like, okay. kill you. Imagine the voice is telling you to kill yourself. Kill yourself. Yeah, clueless, they didn't have this thing up. Nice, love it. There we go, fucking Nightcrawler's up in here. Up on my grill. Now they just... Okay, you know what? I think I gotta get out of here. Maybe I don't. Oh, what the fuck, man? He got me locked in a corner. It's fine, it's fine. I haven't got permadeath yet, so I'm good. I was stuck between a chain. When he knocked me down, the minute I got up... Yeah, come on, you better. That's all they do, they just spam hordes of enemies. Like, I wish there was more variation. Like, their combat's like enslaved. But in Enslaved it made sense for where they appeared. In this, they just make you appear anywhere. This is the final level though, so. Oh. Spill their blood. I'm not stuck behind one of those again. Look at that, fucking giant moth fucking in my blind spot.
Behind you.
Whoa, 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 easy, easy. No, they give you a bridge section to fucking fight these little monsters. I'm trying to defend. Let me get a good angle on them. There we go. Oh, she's got superpowers now. No more fucking night crawlers. There we go. Vikings and Bleach crossover. Fuck you know. There we go. Where's this gate to Valhalla now? The Great Feast. Oh no, I thought it was the table.
What happens to us? What happens to us?
What happens to us when we die?
We'll all die someday.
I don't want to die.
And when everyone's gone, even the gods will die.
We don't want to die. I don't want to die. Senua, stop. Turn back. Stop. Stop. Hella. Do you hear? The path to Hella. I can sense her. Where is she going? She's... Why would she stop? To die, she would stop. Stop.
I think it might be something else.
I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone.
Yeah, it's a mind. These voices, man. You don't want to die with me.
I don't want to die. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
Light.
Please stop. Please stop. You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them. They are afraid. Like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No.
Oh.
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
Was there a choice there? Is that me? Was there? Oh god, they blocked me. Could I have walked past it?
It's not like the old stories, is it? The noble warrior facing evil in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines. No. Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat, cannot escape.
I think she's done enough to escape.
This is her hell.
This is her hell. She said this is her hell. This is hell in the subtitles. Oh, I'm missing some. Man, those ruins, man. They make you replay the entire game again. So that means I got 99% of the trophies, 1% of them. Let's see. Alright, this must have been what happened. She came back. Oh wow. It burned her.
Do you see it, Senua?
Oh, that's a traumatizing experience.
See the darkness.
Her mother had the same problem.
Fear and suffering.
They burnt her because they thought a mental illness ball.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too.
Oh shit, fuck the
You
king.
understand, son?
I do understand.
You cursed me with your own man.
You cursed me with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness! You created this darkness so you could hide behind it!
Oh.
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the
Suffering
will
is
of
salvation.
gods.
This reminds me of Persona 5 and the mother like fighting your own mum basically. So technically that seems to
You
be
are alive!
you are alive.
She didn't defy the gods. She defied you. And so you killed her.
You didn't pray to the gods.
You didn't pray to the god, you prayed to your mother.
Your mother, who was too weak to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
So she just realized the Northmen aren't the enemy, it's a past she was trying to deal with. I thought this was about Dillian though. What the fuck's happening? 1 minute's about Dillian.
Those rituals, the years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
You're a liar.
The darkness is inside you and it will destroy you.
You're a liar!
No, Senua. The darkness is here. You cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw your last dying gasp.
I won't let you kill me.
See, this is why Spec Ops line. Oh my god, you're right. Fucking, they're gonna throw a horde of enemies at me. Oh, here we go, man. Why this, man? This is such lazy design. We're about mental illness. Let's distract everyone for how repetitive this fucking game is. Like, what you're physically doing, strip away the veneer of this game. You're basically doing a more elaborate puzzle. I respect it, but I think people might be overhyping it. And Dillian, what the fuck happened about Dillian? Where are the Northmen gone?
Watch out.
If somehow it's about a mother all of a sudden. Before it was about Dillian, her lost boyfriend whose head she had hanging around her neck.
Behind you.
I know. How many more? How many more? Yeah. You forgot about Dillian somehow, man. Hey, I know Dillian was dead, but that was her driving motivation. No fucking hell, man. They threw these motherfuckers at me. There. off, man. Bullshit. There we go. Thank God I didn't suffer permadeath at this stage in the game. Horde after horde. This is lazy game design. Reminds me of the end of Killzone. That gameplay at the end of Killzone 2 just didn't match what you'd done up till the thing. Horde mode.
I can see through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
I have a sword here that can kill a god. Is this literal or is this in their head?
Backwards to one your evil past.
Let's see what it'll do.
You're making a mistake searching for Dillion. The same mistake that killed him in the first place.
Alright.
I'm trying to save you from yourself.
Trying to save you from yourself.
You said that it is a lie. The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
Okay.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillion's soul if the darkness is a lie? How you save him?
He's here. I know he's here. Dillion, I know you're here.
Dillion!
Hold on. I'll find you.
Oh, come on, man. You know what? That is straight up BS. It's basically a horde mode of bosses. Now he looks like the crow boss a bit. He is the crow boss. No, they're making me fight the bosses again. You see how lazy that is? They make me fight each boss now, sir. Then the friggin' crow boss. You're fighting your demons. I already fought these. Look at that. New boss. Oh. All in one. Oh. Every boss is in this now. What the fuck is going on? Every boss. Oh my god. And they've got immunity. Hey, easy. I'm gonna hide behind the big guy. They're gonna give me every boss at once. Easy. 2 sets now. What's he gonna do with fucking embite? What the fuck, man? Yeah, you fucking horde mode of bosses. This is boss rush mode all in one. Boss rush mode. Let's give you that. God, you know what? People overrate this game, man. Mechanically, it's just the same shit over and over and over. Come on, enough with your feathers, better. This reminds me of fucking FF15, the Capcom boss. Oh, let's put some fucking epic music to a boss rush mode, and yeah, that's our idea of a great endgame scenario. Fuck.
Dillion,
I played enough games in my life, fucking 20 years to know.
You're trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him.
Dillian's gone.
What are they gonna give me next? What are they gonna give me next?
Let him go.
People need to look at the game. They need to get that idea that it's a game of mental illness, so it deserves my respect out of there. Oh, what the fuck is going on? Some guy just walked behind me and...
You betrayed
Look at this horde mode. This is lazy game design.
gods
Lazy ass game design.
in search of love. That's God.
Maybe I'm supposed to die here. Maybe her quest is so friggin' futile that she's supposed to die, like fucking Zack at the end of Crisis Core.
Don't let your darkness hurt anyone else.
First, they give you they slow the game down and give you a whole bunch of fucking puzzles when you want to be fighting. Then they give you fights that just fucking tire your hand out. My hand's fucking giving up on me now. Give him. Why is it going black all of us? What the fuck is going on? I'm supposed to die here. I'm pretty sure about that. Oh, there she is, the boss. I'm wasting my time on... Oh! I'm wasting my time and she's just sitting there taking a dump. She's legit taking a dump. Sitting. And you get rid of fucking minions. Who's he trying to kick? Belen. What the fuck is this? Can I not hit her? Like her auto lock. Oh. I know behind me, man. I know that fucking blind. My hands are giving out, man. Come on. Give me a fucking break. I did my focus. What did she bring me out of the focus for? There's no space to move. No, fucking give me space, man. I'm trying. What the fuck are they doing? This is Crisis Core. Zack and Crisis Core. Oh, it looks like I was meant to die. The final battle. I got the trophy for the last chapter. I wonder if anyone's kept on fighting to see a different outcome. Put out of misery. With the money they spent on the graphics on this game, they could have just diversified it a bit, made it like Spec Ops the line. There's Dillian's head.
You're alive. And there's no doubt. Then you never took him from me, did you?
The Northmen.
And I can't save Dillian.
Well, we knew that from the beginning.
you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a liar, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. And I know it. I know you have it.
He's dead, man. Hella's not gonna give anyone back.
I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release it.
He's bargaining with the god of our enemies. Or one of the gods.
If you won't, you will have to kill me. Because I've got nothing left. No fear. No hate.
No quest.
No quest.
Interesting, that is.
Nothing.
She needs something to keep her going, otherwise this mental illness will just consume her, man.
You will have no power over me.
I've been controlling you this whole time. Oh, God. Oh, shit.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senua. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from our darkness.
So this is like joining Dillian in death, right? Or something, let's see.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea.
Hmm. Oh, there she is. So she fucking came to terms. She accepted his death, right? Goodbye, Dillian.
Do not mourn the waves, the leaves, and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen.
I'm interested to see what her physical journey was, though. She fought people. Or maybe she didn't. Look at that world. Hmm.
This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here. Because I cannot see further than this.
Follow us. We have another story to tell.
My friend. Go with her.
Am I your friend?
This now will be your story to witness. Goodbye.
Is this a shore? Is this a Viking ship? Okay. Let's see if it pans out to see. You are my friend. Alright, man. It was alright, man. I guess. I mean, simple story told in the most. It's a great thing. What they've done, man, for a low budget is wicked. I just feel, fuck, man, like. I could have toned down the graphics a bit, used that money to just make it more of a, feel like more of a game. Even the narrative experience was here, and then it wound back around to this. Can you hear this music, peeps? Or is it blocked? Additional music. Passarella Death Squad. What a name. Can I skip this? Yeah, I can't skip this. Now we hear it. Alright, what do you guys think of the game from what you saw of it so far? I know some of you guys have been on these streams like straight through. What do you think of it? I thought it had some merit, right? Narrative merit, the mind trip, the voices. I just think as a game though, it just, they tried to make it a game when it just should have been a walking simulator. It should have been a straight up walking simulator. There's a game that I recommend you guys play. Yeah, it was decent for 25 game. It had production value. There's a game called Spec Ops: The Line on PS3. You guys should check that out. That is such a brilliant game about mental illness, but gameplay and choice. It's got choice and consequences as well. It's wicked. I think someone internally sung this song. Epic Games were marvelous as well. Special thanks to the ninjas. I respect this development. Yeah, the game itself is for me masterpiece. Like, it doesn't look the best, but the story, the gameplay is wicked. Mission in Dubai, the sand, right? You shoot the glass and the sand comes through. That game is psychological. It's deep. It's based on that book, innit, that Apocalypse Now was based on. I don't know what the name of the book is, but they kind of, you know, take creative license with it. Yeah, that game. It looks generic. The game looks like a generic third-person shooter. It isn't. It's a smart-ass game about mental illness. So, you know, just like she was chasing this phantom, right? The death of Dillian. In that game, you're chasing, without spoiling it, a particular phantom you're chasing in there. I'll check it out, yeah. You know, like, I think what it is the games industry is so liberal, right? So they're big on, like, you know, like, being sympathetic, overly sympathetic to certain cases, right? So if someone takes their life and shoots their, you know, if someone does that, right, and then leaves behind a bunch of things, it's automatic, you know, like, I respect this guy, I respect this. That's what this, you know. That's why I think the reviewers that reviewed this game gave it like amazing, 9 out of 10, that kind of thing. Look at the actual game that's there though. I think, you know, this game contains representative psychosis, people with experience of psychosis. Yeah, that was the message at the beginning. Hellblade help.info. Some may find distressing. Is there more? It's got to be post-credit. Nope. Man, I missed out on the collectible. I've got every trophy except one now. Go. There's a feature. Let's see like a couple of minutes of this.
Stormy seas and lost souls.
Who is it?
She's dreamt of this before.
It's coming. Is it?
Alright, man.
They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye. What if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake? And we only see what our inner eye creates for us.
Yeah, I respect what they did, but Spec Ops did it before. People are talking like this is the first game that did it.
A world shaped by Senua's nightmares.
It just, things didn't mesh.
Maybe
All
that's
that
why we
trivia
feel
about
the same
things, that's not how you do collectibles. It had no bearing on the game. I didn't want to listen to it while I was playing the game and immersing myself. And then you're doing puzzles for 20 minutes on end. How'd you...
Yours might be too.
They should have cut down the puzzles in the combat as well. It's finished, because the game's finished now. I think the making of this game might actually be more interesting than you know.
Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic mental illness.
He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer.
I don't mean to be insensitive about mental illness. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about this as a game.
It's a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind.
He's the director. Tamim Antoniadis. He's the director of the game.
Putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senua in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay.
I think they must be in
Picts were known
Stratford,
for their
right?
war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
Westfield.
What's your name?
This documentary sounds more interesting. The history that went in it.
I don't live home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods.
Well researched, I'll give them that.
The of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle.
Blood Eagle, I knew that was the Blood Eagle from Vikings.
A female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
No!
She was one woman. I want to know what her physical journey was. She was clearly fighting Northmen all by herself. So she seems superpowered.
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma or grief. The Gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment and purgation. And so Senua became a Gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds.
Okay, that much I know. And while she was away...
Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was truth, meaning fool, or liar, one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Truth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against.
So his stories became her nightmares. Waking nightmares.
All the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla, people everywhere.
Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness, such as psychosis, is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media, I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favour of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool, thanks so much.
Pleasure, thanks. It's really interesting for me, and I'd love to be involved. It's fascinating.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside.
Yeah, the audio I'll give props
Based
to.
on the information Professor Fernyhough provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you. Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with two young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences, and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is.
I remember that guy from The Bill.
Partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also, crucially, listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with Recovery College East, who work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experience.
Sometimes when the vision or what we're seeing is too much, we become small until eventually we practice don't see anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told, were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
I want to see them talk about the puzzle stuff. I want to see what they say about how they made those puzzles happen. What was that about?
Now I see deep in me insanity does unfold. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper.
The world appears like a kaleidoscope and it can be beautiful. Is that true though?
As we all know, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow, all these days are killing me.
Waviness and melting on the walls. Look how much modern cinema and games have desensitized us. They were trying to portray mental illness, right? How mentally ill people seem. To me, it just felt like a video game trick.
To refine our work, we continue to hold meetings with Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half, showing them what we had achieved so far and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback. With their help, flashbacks, visions and changes in perception were woven into the story and gameplay of Senua.
The students that are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors and walls 24 hours a day. I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there's no one left to do that for you.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representations or not far enough?
Broken and lost. Just like your soul.
Come on.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions...
This is like VR though.
So to speak.
You can't
There's another aspect of psychosis
convey that
that is
experience
much harder to
by
explain.
showing it. You gotta
Like
experience it
video games
yourself.
are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things
That's what I heard.
would be coincidence or, you know, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just
You remember
brain
that puzzle?
dysfunction. It's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need your sword.
Okay.
It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us.
Also, she had mental illness.
My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and a superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exasperated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
This darkness. It's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything.
And this makes you appreciate the game more, a little bit more.
So the question is, what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
I wonder if this is why they gave the game 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
Towards the
If
end
they'd
of the
not
project,
seen this on the game.
service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty.
I respect them. At the very least, I respect them for doing this game. I think the gamey elements of it are what let it down. The gamey aspects of it, the horde mode that you have to put in.
I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in
Devil May
a very
Cry
creative
Enslaved.
way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
You see, people who play it won't get it. You have to tell them why it's inaccurate.
Have those
you know.
experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory kind of asked us to come along and help them build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
It's just like I said, there's no way to communicate that to people like us who don't have mental illness and convince us that this is a mental experience. You have to feel it, right?
How the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I wish all this stuff showed in the game. There was that beating heart there that's here.
Follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting information that they're getting. I'm very excited by this way of trying to represent mental illness, because I think it actually might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from pure scientific explorations, and actually giving us quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet, but why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals are able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society. And we need to be open to these new ways of seeing. And it is this spirit that motivated me to create Senua's story and share it with you.
That's like a living nightmare, that is. Like you're living in a nightmare. It holds people back like it was holding her back. Like I'm not gonna look down on someone with that problem. I want to help them, you know. Like, but to say that we need to let these people be like that, you know, who see things as nightmares, right? Like if you walked up to someone and they saw you as this demonic figure and tried to stab you, like you want to help those people out, right? Wow, so that was the feature, man. What do you guys think? That actually grew my appreciation for the game more. But the fact, this is what my issue from day one. The fact that they have to keep telling you this is an accurate representation of mental illness. We got some advisors on this is what they do. This is it should be evident, right? That it's about that. That's why I felt Spec Ops: The Line was more evidently about mental illness, but it came from a place which was like, I can understand why this person did what he did, or that kind of thing. This one needed a feature like that to really make you appreciate it. I think because of that feature and the respect, the game's good. I don't think the game's bad. I like the game, but I just think they half and half, right? It was trying to be an art game and it was trying to be a game, and you just can't fuse the two. You know, having arbitrary fight sections that they can't explain. They still never explained. They never once talked about she meets Northmen on her journey, she's fighting them, or is she really fighting them? I mean, she must be, right? She learned how to fight. Dillian taught her, so she was fighting people by herself. Armies of people she was fighting by herself. You have to explain that, the game aspect of it, but she can't do, unfortunately. But yeah, man, I like that, man. So that was awesome, man. I appreciate playing it. It's definitely a unique experience. So alright, Payka, DBerserker, I'm gonna end the stream here, man. I need to go record a reaction and all that stuff. But thank you guys, man, for sticking around here. The few of you that were here. It'd be more impactful VR. Yeah, VR, but even with wearing headphones, it was part of the experience of hearing voices in your head and stuff. Take care, Baker. Take care, Berserker.